Chapter 341, Suppression. Spinning like a top, Tang San relentlessly swung his hammer, each strike heavier than the last. Terrifying force erupted, delivering continuous attacks, and in the blink of an eye, he had bombarded the lighter sword saint with over 20 hammer strikes. The lighter sword saint was forced to retreat step by step. His opponent's strength grew stronger, and he couldn't stop himself from falling back. Even more shocking, he could barely hold onto his heavy sword. Despite constantly channeling bloodline power into it, the sword grew increasingly hot, no longer golden but now a fiery gold red. The scorching heat caused a burnt smell to emanate from his hands. Why was this happening? His cultivation was clearly higher than his opponent's, yet he was being utterly suppressed, unable to find a moment to catch his breath and adjust his bloodline power. The opponent, who had been dodging earlier, was now unleashing such a ferocious assault, leaving him no openings. A scream rang out again as the invincible battle team lost another member. Tang San's dominance over the lighter sword saint undoubtedly boosted his teammates' confidence. Wu Bingji fully unleashed his mastery over ice elements, and with the powerful support of the time transformation, he achieved a triple acceleration of an ice spear. The final acceleration, triggered by the time transformation, caused the opponent to misjudge, and the ice needle pierced their brain. 4 against 2, this battle seemed to hold no more suspense. Only now did Wu Bingji understand why Tang San had said before the fight that he would hold nothing back today. Even his teammates didn't know how Tang San managed it. At this moment, Tang San was directly suppressing an opponent like the lighter sword saint. Only now did they realize how powerful Tang San had become. In the eyes of the powerful spectators in the stands, this match was somewhat bizarre. Despite the lighter sword saint's superior strength, he was being suppressed by his opponent. Even divine-level experts couldn't fully comprehend this battle. In reality, Tang San had employed 3 bloodline powers in this fight. Besides the apparent wind tiger transformation, he had used the elephant demon transformation's war stomp and the peacock transformation's spatial teleportation to evade a slashing attack. However, under his formidable mental control, the spatial teleportation was an in-place teleport, vanishing and reappearing instantly. That precise execution could only be described as masterful. Moreover, the lighter sword saint's sword strike was powerful enough to tear through space, making in-place teleportation a risky move, as it could leave Tang San trapped in a spatial rift. Even the peacock great demon king wouldn't handle such a situation this way, opting to teleport far away. But Tang San dared to do so. His understanding of space, honed as a former god king, gave him an absolute advantage. Thus, he accomplished what even the peacock great demon king wouldn't lightly attempt. Who among those present could discern that he was using the peacock transformation? The lighter sword saint was indeed formidable, and Tang San, with the abilities he had employed, was going all out. His bloodline power surged within, and the disorder-splitting wind hammer had been pushed to its limit, giving the lighter sword saint no chance to counter. This couldn't go on. The lighter sword saint realized that if he continued to be relentlessly attacked, he might truly be unable to hold out. Unable to catch his breath, he had already been injured under Tang San's continuous assault. His chest ached faintly, and the pain was growing more severe. The blazing heavy sword in his hand was starting to show damage. This heavy sword was extremely valuable, with exceptional conductivity for bloodline power, yet it was now struggling to withstand the onslaught. In truth, if not for the immense strength of his golden lighter flame, any metal would have long melted before the heavenly fire refined iron. The heavy sword once again blocked the heaven-breaking hammer, but this time, the lighter sword saint didn't resist with full force. The heaven-breaking hammer struck the sword, causing the blade to slap back against his chest, instantly sending him flying. The lighter sword saint spat out a mouthful of fresh blood. Somewhat exasperated, he realized his heavy sword could no longer endure the strain. The upper half drooped limply, ruined by the high heat and relentless attacks despite its long companionship. However, being knocked back finally gave him a chance to catch his breath. The blood he spat out, though it looked severe, expelled the stagnant blood within him, making him feel much better. At the same time, he took a deep breath, preparing to adjust his bloodline power. But halfway through his inhale, a gust of malevolent wind was already upon him. The moment Tang San's hammer sent him flying, he understood what the lighter sword saint intended. Using the recoil, Tang San spun again, and without hesitation, he hurled the heaven-breaking hammer, chasing after the lighter sword saint. This was the 35th strike, amplified by 35 layers of momentum, its power unimaginable. The heaven-breaking hammer produced an explosive sonic boom, catching up to the lighter sword saint in an instant. Tang San himself darted forward like lightning, accelerated by wind aura, closely following the hammer. Trying to catch your breath. Dream on. The lighter sword saint saw the hammer rapidly enlarge before his eyes, feeling a suffocating frustration. With a furious roar, he let go of the damaged heavy sword. His golden lighter flame burned fiercely, and his right fist shot out, golden light erupting. This time, he ignored the worsening of his injuries, desperate to prevent his opponent from closing in and resuming the hammer assault. As his right fist struck, his left hand clawed at the air, conjuring a massive claw shadow. The lighter sword saint's deep foundation finally shone through. Despite only catching half a breath, his golden lighter flame remained immensely powerful. The giant claw shadow lunged toward Tang San. The heaven-breaking hammer collided with the lighter sword saint's right fist, sending the hammer flying. However, a series of cracking sounds came from his fist, indicating shattered bones. Under the ferocious disorder-splitting wind hammer, combined with the heaven-breaking hammer's crushing properties and the searing heat of heavenly fire refined iron, it was a testament to the lighter sword saint's deep foundation that his arm wasn't completely pulverized. The claw shadow he conjured reached Tang San, who, like his opponent, was now weaponless. The lighter sword saint believed that if he could repel this opponent and catch his breath, even with his right hand temporarily disabled, he could still win. His opponent was only at the 8th tier, and such continuous attacks must have been exhausting. If he could seize the chance to counterattack, he was confident he could tear his opponent apart. But then, he saw Tang San's faintly mocking gaze. Wind aura coalesced into a pair of azure wings behind Tang San. As he charged forward, his body twisted, and with a flap of his wind wings, he traced an elegant arc through the air, effortlessly passing through the tiger claw's obstruction. Amid the explosive sound of wind elements, he closed in on the lighter sword saint once more. Without hesitation, the lighter sword saint kicked out with his right foot, golden flames igniting in his eyes. He had no choice but to burn his life force. The moment his opponent closed in again, he made his decision. Compared to depleting his essence, killing this opponent was paramount, otherwise, he truly risked falling today. But at that moment, an unexpected change occurred. Purple gold light suddenly burst from Tang San's eyes. In that instant, the lighter sword saint felt his body freeze. The next moment, his sea of consciousness seemed to be struck by a giant hammer, surging violently. The life force he had just ignited was instantly extinguished, and the golden lighter flame, poised to erupt, went out in that moment. Chapter 342, Do you want to become a god? The lighter sword saint's right foot somehow landed in Tang San's right hand. His robust body was swung through the air and slammed into the ground. As if accompanying the tragic scene, another scream rang out. The third invincible team member's shoulder was cleaved by a golden wing slash. That battle was nearing its end. The sword saint's sturdy body hit the ground, dazed and disoriented, his mind racing. Impossible. How did he stop my life flame? What's with his eyes? What ability froze me? How did my foot end up in his hand? If Tang San could hear and chose to answer, he'd explain: purple demon eye, time transformation, and controlling crane, capturing dragon. The sword saint's strength forced Tang San to use many techniques, carefully concealed, though not all his abilities. To spectators, the Sword Saint, once dominant, was suddenly suppressed, unable to counter. Only he knew the frustration, this opponent was too bizarre. Boom, he was swung again, slammed into the ground like a sack. His body felt like it was breaking, too dizzy to resist. Then, a voice echoed in his mental sea. Do you want to become a god? Boom, another slam. I can help you become a god. Boom, this time to the left. Your problem is your two powerful bloodlines haven't truly fused into a lighter beast bloodline, so godhood is hopeless. Boom, you must feel I've used more than one bloodline. Boom, so, I can help you fuse your bloodline power. Make you stronger, make you a god. Each slam drew blood, each blow was agonizing. Yet the voice rang clear in his mental sea. Submit to me, and I'll help you. Boom, otherwise, die. Boom, finally, Tang San stopped. The Sword Saint, despite his resilient body, had over a dozen broken bones, lying bloodied and gravely injured. The voice returned. Want death? I'll grant it. Want life? Call out. The Sword Saint opened his mouth. He didn't want to die. With hundreds of Colosseum victories, always charging forward, he still feared death. He tried to speak, but pain choked him, his throat stuck. Tang San looked at him, regretfully saying, truly a hero unafraid of death. I'll fulfill your wish. He raised a hand, summoning the heaven-breaking hammer. Panicked, the Sword Saint thought, I don't want to die. Straining, he squeezed out a sound, meow. Tang San's lips twitched. The Sword Saint froze, blood seeming to stop. Before thousands, the great Sword Saint, Colosseum King, a mighty lighter beast, had. Closing his eyes, he fainted, wishing he were dead. Why spare him? His bloodline was valuable. Golden lighter flame had higher potential. If subdued, Tang San could gain a near first-tier bloodline, upgradable to 9th tier, to replace his weaker elephant demon bloodline or the increasingly inadequate Wind Tiger transformation. Wind Tiger was less effective against strong foes, requiring constant suppression to function. A mount for the ancestral court journey, given his team's strength, seemed appealing. The Sword Saint's desperate, survival-driven gaze suggested submission wasn't impossible. The Colosseum roared with noise, while outside, a tidal wave of cheers erupted. They knew instantly, the Shrek team won the 10th match. As the Sword Saint fell, the last invincible team member, demoralized, was killed in despair. Victory news reached outside, the cheers deafening even inside. The cries carried centuries of human oppression as vassals and slaves, their hidden defiance unleashed. On the main stand, demon leaders' faces darkened, including Ying Jia, the Colosseum master. Though Ying Jia didn't want Tang San's team dead, a human team achieving 10 wins and nobility stirred complex emotions. It was humanity's triumph but a humiliation for the Colosseum master. The ancestral court envoy stood, face grim, watching the Shrek team embrace. They heard the outside cheers. As demons, they dismissed human rebellion, but discomfort not. What's with that human? The envoy asked Ying Jia. Ying Jia smiled bitterly. I don't know. He wasn't the captain before, nor showed such strength. I didn't expect. Such humans shouldn't exist. Slaves can't have spiritual leaders, understand? The envoy said coldly. Ying Jia bowed. I understand, but Colosseum rules can't be changed lightly. The envoy waved, cutting him off. Then follow the rules. I don't care how, but if Jiali City can't handle it, send them to the ancestral court. Its Colosseum offers richer rewards. Understand? Yes, Ying Jia replied, sighing inwardly. The ancestral court's Colosseum, chapter 343, conclusion, nobility. Tang San dragged the lighter Sword Saint by 1 foot, pulling him from the Colosseum. The Sword Saint was his prize. Not killing him in the arena made him Tang San's slave, a right of free Colosseum participants. Typically, neither side used this right, as fighters carried a resolve to die, making enslavement rare. Thus, Tang San bombarded the Sword Saint's mind with thoughts during his thrashing, ensuring he wouldn't suicide after being brought out, wasting the effort. The 10-win prize, plus match shares, was substantial. More importantly, they were now nobles, no longer human vassals. In the human world, such a feat, while not unique, was exceedingly rare. The 5 didn't rush to leave the Colosseum. Tang San knew appearing before the cheering humans outside would rally hearts further, but their 10 wins would spark demon unease. The human uproar could invite trouble, even killing intent. Provoking further was unwise. If this weren't Jiali City, where the Peacock Great Demon King was in seclusion, their victory might have brought grave danger. Why did Tang San give the 3 array discs to Ying Jia and pose as an array master? To make the Shrek team seem valuable, less likely to be targeted. The bloodthirsty demon ape waited in the passage, a flicker of wariness in his eyes as Tang San dragged the Sword Saint. The Sword Saint was Jiali City's Colosseum's mightiest, deemed the strongest below god level. Yet, Tang San dominated him one-on-one, implying he was the true god level under champion. This unassuming figure, revealing such strength only in the final match, was daunting. His abilities against the Sword Saint were unreadable. Treat him, he's my slave now, Tang San said calmly, handing the limp Sword Saint to the ape. Understood, the ape replied, taking the Sword Saint. Despite Tang San's beating, the Sword Saint's steel-like body wasn't too severely injured, with few truly broken bones. With his resilience, proper treatment would restore him soon. Tang San continued, please arrange for us to meet the master. Understood, the ape said, already instructed by Ying Jia, who wanted to see them. The Sword Saint was taken for treatment, and the ape led Tang San's group to Ying Jia's grand, ornate room. As they entered, applause rang out. Ying Jia, smiling, praised, congratulations. Humanity's first Colosseum team 10-win streak. Your nobles now have arranged for your noble status registration. You can buy land and houses in Jiali City and recruit slaves and vassals. Thank you, master, Tang San nodded. Post-battle, the others naturally followed him. Today's fight clarified who the true captain was, no need for pretense. Ying Jia said, please, I prepared a banquet to welcome you. Tang San replied, we'd be honored. Following Ying Jia to the banquet hall, they found a lavish spread. Wu Bingji glanced at Tang San, hesitant. The outside cheers, especially human ones, filled him with pride but also worry. Would demons move against their unprecedented existence? Tang San's reassuring look prompted them to sit. He knew Wu Bingji feared poison. Unbeknownst to Wu Bingji, Tang San was unmatched in poison knowledge, undetectable by any toxin. Ying Jia, needing something from them, wouldn't act yet. Ying Jia raised a glass. Let's toast to your new status as Jiali City nobles. The 5 raised their glasses, and the banquet began. The delicacies were savored, but Tang San's group drank sparingly. Ying Jia praised their performance, probing Tang San's bloodline abilities indirectly. Tang San deflected, vaguely mentioning a mutated bloodline and unusual mental strength, touching on surface-level battle displays. After eating, Ying Jia led them to a reception room, where they sat. Now that you're nobles, what's next? Ying Jia asked, smiling. Tang San replied, no big plans. Just keep getting stronger. Ying Jia's gaze deepened. With your strength, that means aiming for godhood. You know breaking through requires vast resources and support. For humans, it's no easy feat. Tang San sighed. Indeed. Any advice, master? Ying Jia pondered. Some. Vassals becoming nobles is rare but not unheard of however. Non-demons achieving godhood is tough without a great clan's protection and ample resources. Tang San said, we've thought of that, but we lack a way in. Ying Jia smiled. My luminous deer demon line could take you in, but. Tang San hesitated. Thank you, master, but I worry it'd bring you trouble. We didn't expect such attention from our kin today. Yingjia looked surprised, noticing that proves I read you right. Your victory brings trouble. Just now, the ancestral court envoy expressed displeasure, even suggesting I lure you to their coliseum with rich rewards. Understand, their coliseum is far deadlier than Jiali's. One misstep, and you're dead. Chapter 344, Verbal Sparring. Yingjia paused, saying, in this, I may not be able to fully protect you. But if you join my luminous deer demon line as guest retainers, we could mediate on your behalf at the ancestral court. Tang San asked, does that mean we can avoid the ancestral court coliseum? Yingjia shook his head. Impossible. Unless the city lord intervenes, no one can shield you from that pressure. You'll have to go, but with good maneuvering, there's a strong chance you'll return safely. How do we maneuver? Tang San pressed. Yingjia replied, win at least one match there. I'll find a way to inform you about your next opponents, ensuring you're heavily injured but not killed. We'll make it appear you're crippled, then bring you back. Stay low afterward, and you should manage. Wu Bingji glanced at Tang San, his mind swirling. If not for the setting, he'd ask if Yingjia was trustworthy. Tang San's answer would be yes. Looking at Yingjia, Tang San said, thank you for your care and candor, master. We do want to visit the ancestral court, and I'd like to find the master who gave us the 3 discs. If possible, I could introduce you. Yingjia's eyes lit up. Talking to smart people was effortless. His gaze held more admiration. However, Tang San hesitated. Yingjia asked calmly, however what? Tang San lowered his head, abashed. Could you introduce us to the city lord? We've long admired him. Yingjia's heart stirred, his face unchanged, smiling. Ambitious, aren't you? Tang San kept his head down. We deeply respect the city lord. From Mei Gongzi, he knew Yingjia was the Peacock Great Demon King's staunch ally, akin to Jiali City's financial overseer. By posing as an array master, he created value for Yingjia, then expressed a desire to join the city lord's faction, a calculated move. This plan predated the tournament. Mei Gongzi's future hinged on controlling Jiali City. Joining the Peacock Demon clan would let Tang San support her legitimately. I saw your registration. You're called Shira. Yingjia looked at the masked Tang San. Indeed, Tang San registered as Shira. Though using Wind Tiger transformation, he chose Shira. Mei Gongzi knew he had multiple bloodlines. He'd hidden Wind Tiger to avoid linking to Tang San, but with stronger cultivation and divine sense, distinguishing Shira from Tang San was easier, explainable. Soon, his Wind Tiger would evolve into lighter transformation. Yes, Tang San nodded. The city lord is in seclusion and can't meet you now after you return from the ancestral court. If he's available, I'll arrange an introduction. When do you plan to go? Tang San considered. Within a month. We need to rest first. Fine. Confirm your departure and find me. I'll arrange things at the ancestral court. If you hear of the array master, come to me anytime. Yingjia handed Tang San a token. With my token, you'll move freely in Jiali City. Where are you staying? We'll register your noble status soon. Tang San said, at the hotel by the Coliseum. Yingjia replied, no need for a hotel. Stay here until your noble status is processed. I'll find you a suitable residence. Thank you, master. After the talk, Yingjia personally escorted them out, instructing the bloodthirsty demon ape. Their new quarters were luxurious, each with a private room. The 5 gathered in Tang San's room instead of separating. Only then did Wu Bingji's group exhale, Dubai collapsing onto a sofa. After the tense battle and wary dealings with Yingjia, they finally relaxed. Little Tang, you're incredible. Chang Zicheng said earnestly, her view of him transformed. Tang San's victory over the Sword Saint left a deep impression. Wu Bingji laughed, not just incredible. Who'd think even the Sword Saint wasn't your match? Tang San smiled, shaking his head. Just luck. He cast a mental barrier to block potential eavesdropping. Wu Bingji asked, how credible is the master? Tang San replied, 9 parts truth, 1 part lie. For him, profit rules. If we're valuable, he's honest. Otherwise, he'll turn on us. Wu Bingji nodded thoughtfully. So you mentioned the array master. Tang San confirmed, exactly. Big brother, from now on, protect your mask. Avoid showing your true face. We live masked in public. Wu Bingji nodded. Understood. Tang San continued, after gaining noble status, consolidating and improving our cultivation is key. The ancestral court coliseum is likely unavoidable. Yingjia's plan is feasible. Our influence in Jiali City is too great now, good for human unity but premature given our weakness. We must stay low and find opportunities later. Wu Bingji sighed, those cheers stirred my blood. You're thorough. Tang San said, survival brings chances. We've shown humans can be strong. Every clansman who saw or heard of our victory has a seed planted. In time, it'll sprout. Wu Bingji nodded seriously. We'll follow your lead. Tang San said, we must visit the ancestral court for opportunities. Our wealth can address your bloodline issues. Stronger bloodlines with low purity are hard to advance. We need corresponding essence blood to strengthen them, our primary goal there. The ancestral court coliseum will be risky. I can handle 1 sword saint, but 5 at his level. I can't. You all need to boost your cultivation. I'll find ways to bind Yingjia to protect us and secure opportunities. We'll work hard, they affirmed. Chapter 345, the arrival of the lighter sword saint. After 10 team battles, the Shrek team was transformed, as if reborn. The pressure of life and death threats significantly advanced their combat experience, teamwork, and abilities. This pleased Tang San. His 4 teammates had great potential, their futures bright. Exhausted, they returned to their rooms to rest. Tang San approached his bed, his room overlooking the Coliseum. Opening the window, he faintly heard cheers from the city, human voices. Their victory profoundly impacted Jiali City's humans. But Yingjia was right, its magnitude invited greater scrutiny. For demons, eliminating potential issues meant killing them, simple. The ancestral court was inevitable. Avoiding it would waste their efforts. Tang San sought opportunities for his team and himself. His path to godhood was arduous, and the ancestral court offered a chance to probe this world's top powers. Yingjia's efficiency shone. The next day, staff handled their noble status registration. All nobles, demon or spirit, registered at the noble court, overseen by the Peacock Demon clan in Jiali City. With registration complete, residences were arranged. Each, now a noble, could buy land and houses. Yingjia, a wealthy figure in Jiali City and among demons, gifted them 5 houses in a bustling eastern district, each about 300 square meters with private courtyards, near the central square in the city lord's mansion. They could recruit vassals for service, but slaves, barred from the main city, could only work outside. They didn't see Yingjia again, his subordinates handled everything. By the 3rd day post-match, they moved into furnished, clean houses, simpler than their redemption academy but comfortable, with plant-adorned courtyards and 5 rooms per house, enough for over a dozen people. For days, they kept a low profile. On the 10th day, the awaited visitor arrived. Hearing a knock, Tang San answered. He'd only slipped back to the redemption academy to confer with his teacher, otherwise staying put. Their residences were monitored, not by the Coliseum, but by the ancestral court envoy ensuring their future participation for Yingjia's men. Opening the gate, Tang San saw the tall, imposing man, his injuries mostly healed, though his face was grim. Behind him stood 4 robust bloodthirsty demon apes, each exuding strength. Quote ellipsis quote dot. The lighter sword saint roared, his sealed cultivation weakened, instinctively subdued. Facing the towering figure, Tang San calmly asked, what's your cultivation goal? Without hesitation, the sword saint replied, to become a powerhouse. How strong? Naturally, a great demon emperor, the ultimate goal of every demon, he said proudly. Tang San asked, a lighter great demon emperor, has there ever been one? The Sword Saint froze. In demon history, no lighter great demon emperor existed. You know your issue. The golden lion and golden holy tiger bloodlines make you strong but cause conflicts, blocking godhood. The strongest below god level is still just that. And Tang San paused, smirking, you're not even the strongest below god level. The Sword Saint's breathing grew heavy, teetering on eruption. Unfazed, Tang San continued, to truly grow, you must resolve your bloodline conflict. Neither you nor the great demon emperors can fix it. Your lighter beast lineage isn't just you. There are others, though few. You're a survivor. Whether from lighter unions or your own kind's offspring, most die young, right? The Sword Saint trembled, blurting, how do you know? It's no secret to lions or tigers, but humans shouldn't know. Tang San said calmly, I deduced it from your bloodline. Your golden lighter flame is ferocious but conflicted, constantly boiling in battle. Such domineering bloodlines aren't easily born. You're lucky, strong physique, dual golden bloodlines, surviving to become powerful. Most lighter beasts aren't so fortunate. Chapter 346. I can solve it. The lighter Sword Saint trembled, as if recalling painful memories, muttering, what can be done? It's fate, our clan's fate. They say we're an unnatural existence, a cursed race that shouldn't exist. Tang San shook his head. It has nothing to do with a curse, it's just bloodline conflict. As fellow felines, their genes aren't entirely incompatible. Natural fusion could take centuries to complete, and you can't pass it down. Your lighter beast offspring, even if born from your kind, mostly die young, and survivors don't live long. The Sword Saint took a deep breath, growling fiercely, why tell me this? What's the point? Can you solve it? I can't, Tang San said calmly. The Sword Saint froze, exclaiming, what? Tang San snapped, louder, why don't you let all the spies outside here? The Sword Saint's chest heaved, his voice trembling. Can you really? Truly? Tang San said, I have a way, but it requires your cooperation. How? The Sword Saint asked eagerly. Tang San replied, it's difficult and costly. Why should I help your clan? The Sword Saint stiffened, then declared, if you can solve this for my clan, my life is yours, slave or servant, I don't care. Tang San shook his head. I don't want you. Then what do you want? The Sword Saint roared. Tang San glanced at him. If you can't control your emotions, you'll never reach god level. The Sword Saint growled lowly, what do you want? Tang San said, if I solve this, your lighter clan could reach the peak, and you could become a great demon emperor. Isn't that a great favor? The Sword Saint stayed silent, the answer was obvious. Tang San continued, I don't need your servitude, but I want your clan as eternal allies, answering my call when needed. Allies, just allies. The Sword Saint blinked, expecting a demand for submission. Tang San nodded, that's enough. The Sword Saint agreed decisively, no problem, if you can do it I can promise this for my clan is its strongest. The elders will agree. Tang San asked, how many are in your clan now? After hesitating, the Sword Saint said, about 200. Tang San nodded, take me to them, words mean nothing, I'll prove it. He raised his right hand, striking the Sword Saint's chest. With a thud, the Sword Saint staggered back, light flaring as his seal was lifted. Stunned, he hadn't expected Tang San to unseal him so easily. After a pause, he growled, let's go, and moved to leave. Tang San flashed in front, blocking him. Where are you going? Want everyone to know, huh? The Sword Saint frowned. What do you mean? Follow me, Tang San said, heading to a side room. Confused, the Sword Saint trailed him. The side room seemed ordinary, but entering, he felt a strange mental ripple. Tang San waved, light flickering in his hand. The room's furnishings vanished, replaced by intricate array patterns on the floor. Before the Sword Saint could steady himself, light flashed, and they disappeared. Dizzy, he felt the world spin. When his feet hit solid ground, he was shocked to find himself on a mountaintop, Tang San beside him. How did you do that? He asked, astonished. Just a mid-range teleportation array, Tang San said casually. Just. The Sword Saint stared at the fading array patterns, an unprecedented sight. Just. Recalling Tang San's teammates teleporting in battle, his confidence in this human grew. Tang San became ever more enigmatic. Where are your clansmen? Since you compete in Jiali City, they're nearby, right? This is the Jiali Mountains, Tang San said. The Sword Saint nodded. We live west of Jiali City. Tang San asked, they don't let you enter. Even if most don't live long, adult lighter beasts are strong, aren't they? The Sword Saint smiled bitterly. What's the use? Lions and tigers shun us under their pressure, who'd take us in? Most clansmen stay in the village to care for the sickly, unable to do much. I fight in Jiali's Coliseum to earn money for them. Tang San said, lead the way. Tell me about your clan as we go. All right, the Sword Saint said, leaping into the air, Tang San following. As he spoke, Tang San learned about their clan. In a sense, the lighter clan was exiled. The first lighter beasts came from a forbidden lighter romance. Lighter unions had a mere 2% chance of producing offspring, with 80% of those dying young, making lighter beasts rare. Yet, when lions and tigers fell in love, they remained fiercely loyal, often producing offspring eventually. Surviving lighter beasts could grow exceptionally robust, stronger than typical lions or tigers. But most died young from bloodline conflicts. Initially, lions and tigers welcomed them, expecting stronger progeny. But as bloodline issues proved unsolvable, they grew disdainful, spreading tales of cursed forbidden love, banning interclan unions. Yet, existing lighter beasts and rare unions persisted over millennia, keeping their numbers low but present. Shunned, they were driven out or killed by ruthless lords, making their survival arduous. Chapter 347, Blood Collapse. Bloodline conflicts in lighter beasts lead to two outcomes. Robust adults often die violently from the clash, while weaker ones, or those with unawakened bloodlines, waste away quickly. Most face the latter. To prolong life, they need vast amounts of life energy-rich natural treasures. This drives the lighter Sword Saint to fight relentlessly in team battles to earn money for these resources, sustaining his weakening clansmen. Recently, his wife suffered a bloodline conflict. Pregnant, she miscarried and deteriorated rapidly, causing him immense grief. He spared no expense on treasures. Hearing Tang San claim he could resolve the conflict sparked his intense reaction. Understanding the situation, Tang San had a plan. Lighter village lay about 100 miles west of Jiali City, in a mountain hollow, a forbidden zone for most races. Though lacking god-level fighters, the lighter clan's combat prowess was formidable, and their misfortune-fueled ferocity made them xenophobic. Intruders faced deadly resistance. Despite exile by the lion and tiger clans, their dual bloodlines deterred attacks, as no one risked offending those powerful clans for little gain. The two sped toward the village. From a mountaintop, seeing the stone-built settlement, the Sword Saint let out a trembling roar. He hadn't returned in days, his voice shaking with emotion. As he prepared to lead Tang San down, three figures shot from the village, racing toward them. Three robust lighter beasts, radiating golden lighter flame, charged like meteors. Big brother, the lead beast roared, grabbing the Sword Saint's hand. Come quick, your wife, she's. The Sword Saint trembled. What's wrong with her? The beast lowered his head, pained. She's in blood collapse. Hurry, she's holding on to see you. He pulled the Sword Saint to run. Wait, Tang San interrupted, flashing in front, blocking them. Roar. The three beasts bellowed, golden aura flaring, ready to strike. HMPH. Tang San's cold snort, laced with divine sense, suppressed their roars. What are you doing? The Sword Saint growled. Tang San said, if you want her to live, don't be rash. The Sword Saint froze. But, blood collapse is the worst conflict. She's. Tang San said gravely, you can't go now, she's hanging on to see you. If she does, she might let go and die. Go back, but don't show yourself. Let me try, there's still a chance. The Sword Saint shook, then dropped to his knees before Tang San, a steel-like giant. Save her, please. If she lives, I'm your servant. Save her. His voice broke into sobs. Tang San patted his shoulder, turning to the three beasts. Take me to her. Confused by this human but knowing time was critical, they gritted their teeth and raced off. Tang San, using Ghost Shadow perplexing step and wind aura, followed the lighter village. The stone village felt lifeless, oppressive, stirring unease. The three ran fast, the Sword Saint catching up, his golden aura blazing, heart pounding. Ignoring the village's state, they reached an open gated courtyard. The Sword Saint nearly rushed in but recalled Tang San's words, stopping and looking to him with hope. Tang San signaled calm and entered. The three beasts followed. The stone house's dim light came through small, crude windows. On a large bed lay a lighter beast, not in human form, with tiger-like fur and a lion-like head. Her faint life energy and weak heartbeat signaled her dire state. Hearing noise, she barely opened her eyes, startled to see a human. Sister-in-law, the lead beast called softly, approaching. Where is Big Brother? She whispered, voice frail. The beast hesitated, nearly saying, outside, but held back, recalling Tang San's warning. I'm a doctor your husband brought to treat you, Tang San interjected. He's fetching medicine and will return soon. Hold on, let me examine you. Her eyes showed doubt, but too weak to argue, her chest barely rose, her heartbeat fading. Tang San swiftly sat by the bed, pressing his right hand to her neck. His mental strength sensed her fading aura, her blood nearly depleted, with her conflicting bloodlines still clashing. A human would have died countless times. Her robust life force, bolstered by treasures, kept her alive. Gently, Tang San infused mysterious heaven energy, its balanced, life-filled essence warming her body, strengthening her heartbeat. Silently probing her bloodline changes, he carefully used mysterious heaven energy to envelop a strand of her bloodline aura. In this world, his mysterious heaven technique differed from Douluo continent, where it matched soul power 1-to-1, fueling martial souls. On the fairy continent, it didn't align with bloodline powers unique to demons and spirits, not humans. Through trials, he found mysterious heaven technique could harmonize bloodline powers, though few humans here could cultivate it. Chapter 348, Platinum Bloodline. The mysterious heaven technique allowed Tang San to wield multiple bloodline imprints, activating them to unleash corresponding powers and abilities. As his cultivation grew, he could trigger multiple bloodlines simultaneously, using their abilities together. Though this hastened mysterious heaven energy consumption, the combined effect was greater. This enabled him, at the 8th stage of mysterious heaven technique, to easily overpower the peak 9th tier lighter sword saint. During their battle, especially when slamming him, their physical contact let Tang San absorb some of his bloodline power, a near first tier, peak 9th tier bloodline that intrigued him. Over these days, Tang San hadn't rushed to fuse the sword saint's bloodline. Not unwilling, he was studying this explosive yet problematic power. When the sword saint arrived, Tang San's ability to pinpoint the lighter clan's issues stemmed from deep research into their bloodline, giving him confidence to resolve it. Now, the strand of bloodline power stirred by mysterious heaven energy in the female lighter beast calmed, its color shifting. The sword saint's golden lighter flame was brilliant gold, but close inspection revealed two blended golds from the golden lion and golden holy tiger clans. These bloodlines clashed, stimulated, and repelled each other, causing conflicts. The sword saint's strong cultivation and vitality suppressed this, but as he neared god level, the conflict would likely kill him. This explained why no lighter beast had reached god level despite their potent bloodline. Now, under Tang San's mysterious heaven technique, the female's bloodline transformed. The conflicting auras, bridged by mysterious heaven energy, began merging. Yet, the bloodline's energy dropped over 80%, leaving less than 20. Her weakened state contributed, but the fusion process itself was highly consumptive. The resulting fused bloodline emitted a platinum glow, distinct from the prior brilliant gold. Tang San had tested this with the sword saint's bloodline, which, being pure, retained about 30% post-fusion. Having absorbed little then, the resulting lighter bloodline was too weak to elevate his level. His 8th tier wind tiger transformation could wait until his cultivation hit 9th tier. Fearing insufficient golden lighter flame to manage the power, he delayed fusion. Confirming his method worked in her body, Tang San continued infusing mysterious heaven energy, asking the three lighter beasts, does she have living close kin, blood relatives? They exchanged glances. The smallest said, I'm her brother. Will that do? Tang San nodded. Yes, I need to transfuse some of your blood to help her recover. Can you do it? Come on. The brother stepped forward, bearing his robust arm. Tang San said, stay close, ready at all times. The female was too weak, her bloodline power heavily depleted by conflict. Even resolving the conflict left insufficient power to sustain her life, necessitating a transfusion. Continuing to fuse her bloodline slowly, Tang San raised his left hand, condensing wind aura into a blade, slicing her brother's arm. Gold-red blood flowed, guided by wind aura to hover before Tang San, enveloped by mysterious heaven energy. It turned platinum in the air, then seeped into her body through her pores. As the platinum blood appeared, the three beasts felt a tremor, their bloodlines faintly resonating. At the door, a large head peeked in the sword saint, unable to stay away, froze at the platinum blood, shock in his eyes. His strong cultivation recognized its nature. This seems to be, his fused blood infused, faint white light emanated from her aura strengthening slightly. The sword saint longed to rush to her but feared Tang San's warning, watching this miraculous scene. He felt the millennial-long curse of his clan might truly be solvable. After half an hour, the brother grew weak from blood loss, and Tang San stopped drawing. The female slept soundly, her aura stable. Her bloodlines were fully fused, but too weak to sustain her alone. With the transfused blood, her life was no longer in danger, though her cultivation had plummeted. Tang San exhaled, retracting his mysterious heaven energy. The two unbold beasts supported the brother, their large heads huddled, gazing hopefully at Tang San. She's out of danger, Tang San said. She'll need many life energy treasures to recover over time. Come in. The last was for the sword saint. In a flash, he was beside Tang San, pressing his head to his wife's, feeling her condition. Her aura was weak but stable, her breathing and heartbeat steady, her bloodline calm despite its faintness. Taking a deep breath, he turned to Tang San. I don't know how you did it, but from today, I'm your servant. He bowed deeply. Tang San, using elephant demon strength, barely supported him. I said allies, not servants. The lighter bloodline is noble, not for servitude. Chapter 349, Allies. The lighter sword saint took a deep breath, steadying himself before asking, if I'm not mistaken, you just fused her conflicting bloodlines. Tang San nodded. Continuously infusing life energy lets you temporarily control bloodline power with your strong vitality, but it's like drinking poison to quench thirst. Robust vitality strengthens your bloodline, increasing the risk of explosive conflict, leading to sudden death. Treating symptoms isn't enough, you must address the root. I have a method to truly fuse your dual bloodlines, resolving the conflict fundamentally. I just tested it, and it works. The sword saint's gaze burned. Will it work for all our clansmen? Tang San replied, theoretically, yes, but with conditions. It only works for adults, as fusion drastically reduces bloodline energy. Someone robust like you retains about 30%, enough to survive, but juveniles likely wouldn't. It's best to have blood kin nearby for transfusion, as the entire body's blood must be converted at once, or you risk freeway bloodline conflict. The Sword Saint asked, can the fused bloodline still be cultivated? Will conflicts recur? Tang San said, theoretically, all issues are resolved. How far you cultivate depends on you. I'm certain the fused golden lighter flame will be stronger, likely a true first-tier bloodline. You'll need to explore its potential through cultivation. The Sword Saint looked at his three brothers, their eyes fixed on Tang San, breathing heavily. They knew what resolving their bloodline conflict meant, the true first-tier bloodline's implications. Wait, I'll get the elder, the Sword Saint said, rushing out. Tang San smiled, sitting cross-legged on a stone bench to recover his spent energy. Multitasking and monitoring the female's condition had drained him. Soon, the Sword Saint returned with a sturdy but hunched elder lighter beast, his aura robust, bloodline seemingly solidified. The Sword Saint followed respectfully. Tang San opened his eyes, standing. The Sword Saint said, Elder, this is the human I mentioned, Shira. The elder's gaze locked onto Tang San, eyes flickering. Without speaking, he strode to the bed, checking the female. His calm eyes turned shocked, then horrified. Turning sharply to Tang San, he blurted, even great demon emperors can't do this. How did you? Tang San replied, greetings, Elder. I have a way, but it's my secret. I can't share it, nor will I deceive you. The elder's eyes flickered. Big Cat said you want to ally with our clan. Big Cat. The Sword Saint's name was Big Cat. Yes, Tang San said. If I solve your clan's bloodline issue, enabling god-level potential, I seek an alliance, mutual support. The elder took a deep breath. Aren't you afraid I'd detain you to study your method? The Sword Saint, anxious, said, Elder, he saved little cat. The elder glared, silencing him. Tang San said, I'm not afraid. First, no human or race here can replicate my method. If I refuse, your bloodline issue remains unsolved. Second, you can't hold me. No one in your clan surpasses the Sword Saint, whom I defeated. I come with sincerity. Solving your issue means future generations will be born with fused, powerful bloodlines. Cooperate until I've fused your clan's bloodlines, no need for conflict. The elder's gaze softened. You're a human sage. Tang San replied, not a sage, just striving for humans to live better, free from slavery. The elder, facing this candid youth, took a deep breath. If you truly fuse our clan's bloodlines, we'll be your eternal allies, granting our highest friendship. Any other conditions? Tang San said, fusing your clan's bloodlines takes time. I explained the conditions to the Sword Saint. Start with eligible clansmen, then prepare others to meet them. I hope, when I need you, you'll fight for humans, stand with us. The elder shook his head. Humans are weak but numerous. I can't risk my near-extinct clan for all humanity. We're not strong enough yet, but, his eyes brightened. We'll fight for you, only you. As long as you live, one message, and our warriors will fight by your side. Surprised, Tang San pondered, then nodded. That works. The elder continued, I need more successful cases and proof this new bloodline strengthens us. Tang San said, naturally. I'll head to the ancestral court soon. Before that, I'll fuse the bloodlines of your strongest clansmen with blood kin. Start with a few to test, then expand. The elder nodded. No problem. I'll arrange it. Tang San added, I know a place with abundant life energy, ideal for your clan. If you're willing, I can take you there. Post-fusion, cultivation drops significantly, requiring recultivation with ample life energy. Chapter 350, The Blood Pact. The lighter clan elder hesitated for a moment, about to speak, when Tang San continued, but before I leave you there and before I help you fuse your bloodlines, we must first establish a contract, a blood pact to bind us both. Only then can we truly trust each other. Hearing this, the elder let out a sigh of relief. A blood pact was the highest form of contract on the demon continent. Once forged, even a great demon emperor could not break it, or they would suffer a fatal backlash from their own bloodline. Very well. On behalf of the lighter clan, I agree to forge this pact with you, the elder declared. The transformed bloodline power within the female lighter ascendant lighter was undeniable proof, and the elder's perception was even sharper than that of the lighter Sword Saint. The bloodline energy in her body had surpassed the original golden lighter flame in quality, containing immense power, possibly a true tier 1 bloodline. The temptation was too great, especially since Tang San could resolve the clan's continuity crisis. With only about 200 members left, the lighter clan was on the brink of extinction, teetering on the edge of annihilation. This was a lifeline they couldn't afford to ignore, despite the elder's many doubts. Tang San had asked about the clan's numbers earlier to gauge their desperation. His directness in negotiation stemmed from his belief that they had no other choice. Forging a blood pact was no simple matter. Led by the elder, Tang San was brought to the altar at the village's center. Unlike most demon clans, the lighter clan did not worship ancestors, believing themselves cursed by their innate bloodline conflict. Instead, they revered only the heavens. The altar was crude, built from piled beast bones. Tang San examined it closely, relieved to find no human bones, otherwise, he might have reconsidered the pact. The lighter clan did not eat humans, for a simple reason: human flesh contained too little life energy to serve as their sustenance. I, Tian Mao of the lighter clan, today forge a blood pact with Shira of the human clan, the elder proclaimed, slashing his left forelimb with a claw, letting blood drip onto the altar. I, Shira of the human clan, today forge a blood pact with Tian Mao of the lighter clan, Tang San said solemnly. Tian Mao continued, Shira shall resolve our clan's bloodline conflict. In return, our clan shall ally with him, aiding and protecting each other with loyalty. Shira, as our true ally, must resolve our bloodline conflict fully and never betray us. This blood pact is sworn, witnessed by the heavens. Tang San repeated the elder's words in his own voice. Guided by their spiritual energies, their bloodlines slowly merged, and a faint blood red glow rose from the altar. Names were unimportant, even using the name Shira, Tang San's blood oath bound him to the promise. The blood glow seeped into their bodies, forming the pact's imprint. Tang San's gaze drifted toward Jiali City in the distance. Mei Gongzi, are you well? I've prepared another gift for you. With the blood pact sealed, the lighter clan and Tang San were now true allies. Under Tian Mao's guidance, Tang San surveyed the village. The clan's state was beyond miserable. Of their 232 members, over 60% were elderly, weak, or infirm. Only 70 some could be called warriors, counting both men and women. The lighter Sword Saint was their strongest, his earnings from the Great Beast Arena sustaining the clan. But survival grew harder as the bloodline conflict remained unresolved, weakening the clan further. Had Tang San not arrived in time, Big Cat's wife, Little Cat, would likely have perished. Tang San had Tian Mao assess the clan's condition, identifying those in critical need of treatment in their closest kin, or, if none existed, those with similar bloodlines. A dead cat would be treated as a living one. Interestingly, the lighter clan rejected both lion and tiger identities. As both belonged to the feline family, they called themselves cats. They harbored deep resentment toward both lion and tiger clans, whose rejection had driven them to near extinction. With the resources of those two clans, they wouldn't be in this state. Over the next half-month, Tang San resolved all critical cases. He found that, despite their bloodline conflicts, the clan's bloodlines were remarkably similar, likely due to their small numbers and frequent inbreeding. He successfully treated over 20 critical patients. The blood pact bound both parties, but this immense kindness touched nearly the entire clan. In just half a month, Tang San, a human, earned the recognition of all lighter beasts. As Big Cat, the lighter Sword Saint, put it, Tang San was now their savior. During this time, Tang San took Tian Mao and Big Cat to the Golden Valley, where the vibrant life energy left them in awe. Tian now decided against an immediate clan-wide relocation. Though shunned by the lion and tiger clans, their strongholds occasionally sent inspectors. A sudden disappearance would raise suspicion. After discussion, Tian now opted to send those whose bloodlines had been fused to the Golden Valley first, both to conceal their newfound ability and to leverage the valley's abundant life energy for recovery. At nightfall, Tang San prepared to leave, as his residence in Jiali City was under surveillance, requiring periodic appearances. Big Cat escorted him to the teleportation array atop the mountain, unusually quiet. Tang San said, "What's wrong? Little Cat's recovering well, don't worry." "I know," Big Cat replied. "She told me that although her cultivation has dropped, she's recovering quickly. In half a year, she'll likely regain her former realm. Her fused bloodline is now far stronger. We're deeply grateful. If not for you, I'd have lost her." Tang San smiled. "Then why do you seem so down?" Big Cat gave a wry smile. "I've been hesitating. Actually, Tang San interrupted. "I know what you're thinking. I'm heading to the ancestral court soon. You want to come protect me but worry about your clan and crave bloodline fusion, right?" Big Cat flushed, scratching his head. "Yeah, something like that." Tang San said, "Tomorrow, I'll help you fuse your bloodline. Then stay in the Golden Valley with Little Cat to recover your cultivation quickly. I don't know how long I'll be gone, and you can't delay your condition any further." Chapter 351, Fusing the New Imprint. Big Cat said, "The ancestral court will definitely target you. It's dangerous. I should stay by your side to protect you, as per our promise." Tang San waved dismissively. "I wouldn't go if I weren't confident in protecting myself. Don't worry about that. Your issue, however, needs urgent attention. I've been waiting for the bloodline conflict in you to intensify. You're already at the peak of the 9th tier, and I can sense you're suppressing your cultivation, barely holding it back. If you lose control, it won't be a breakthrough, it'll be an explosion. But the closer you are to that edge, the more compressed your bloodline power becomes, and the better the results when we fuse it, preserving more strength. That's why I haven't rushed to fuse it for you. Still, we can't delay too long. As for protecting me, I don't need it until you reach the divine level. Before that, you mustn't reveal your fused bloodline, or the lion and tiger clans will notice. If they do, they'll likely drag you back as a test subject, or worse, a breeding beast." Big Cat's lips twitched. "No way, Little Cat would kill me, I wouldn't dare." Tang San chuckled. "Your eyes tell me you're a little tempted, though." Big Cat jumped, startled. "Don't talk nonsense. Little Cat's perfect, but she's insanely jealous. Don't ever say that in front of her." Tang San said, "All right, no teasing. It's settled. Tomorrow, I'll fuse your bloodline. After that, I estimate you'll retain about 30 to 40% of your cultivation, roughly 6th to 7th tier bloodline power. While recovering, study what this new bloodline can do for you. Only when you achieve divinity with the fused lighter bloodline will your protection truly matter to me." "Got it, I'll follow your lead." With his inner conflict resolved, Big Cat's face lit up with excitement. He was genuinely eager for the fused golden lighter flame. "Good, get some rest. I'm heading back. I'll set out for the ancestral court in about a week. Before then, I'll help fuse the bloodlines of as many at-risk clan members as I can." Bidding farewell to the lighter sword saint, Tang San returned to his residence via the teleportation array. He had an important task tonight. With the ancestral court journey looming, he needed to advance his strength further. Yes, tonight he would truly fuse the lighter clan's bloodline power. Over these days, he'd been helping the lighter clan with bloodline fusion. Since they were weak during the process, he couldn't absorb much of their bloodline power. By taking a little from each, he'd accumulated enough to reach the 8th tier. He was highly anticipating this potentially tier 1 bloodline. Adding another tier 1 bloodline would significantly boost his strength. He'd been suppressing his mysterious heaven technique at the 8th level to avoid rapid advancement after reaching the 9th, which would be hard to control. Bloodline imprints, however, had no such issue. Big Cat wasn't the only one eager for the fused lighter bloodline. Tang San was just as excited. Back at his residence, it was already night. The surroundings were quiet, and only by listening closely could Tang San hear the steady breathing of his meditating companions. Over the past month, the other 4 members of the Shrek team hadn't progressed much in cultivation. This was normal, given their recent breakthroughs. The past month's consolidation had allowed them to fully absorb the experience from 10 group battles in the Great Beast Arena, deepening their understanding of their abilities. Tang San sat cross-legged on his bed, closing his eyes and circulating the mysterious heaven technique. Its ceaseless, gentle energy flowed through his body. In his dantian, bloodline imprints lit up one by one, glowing brilliantly. The 6th tier Spirit Heavenly Eye imprint, the lower in tier, shone the brightest, outshining the other imprints. Next was the 8th tier Peacock transformation imprint, Tang San's strongest bloodline. Following it were the 8th tier Golden Rock transformation, 7th tier Time transformation, 8th tier Elephant Demon transformation, 8th tier Blue Silver Emperor, and 8th tier Wind Tiger transformation. Undoubtedly, the weakest among these 7 was the faintly glowing Wind Tiger transformation. Though the Blue Silver Emperor wasn't strong yet, after fusing multiple plant-based bloodline powers, it had reached tier 3 status. The Wind Tiger transformation, however, remained a mere tier 4 bloodline. The tier 4 bloodline, even at the 8th tier, was growing increasingly useless, serving only as a disguise. Tang San's only concern was how to mask his multiple abilities after evolving the Wind Tiger transformation. He'd already planned to use the guise of a mutation. Since the lighter transformation still carried tiger blood, with his control over bloodline power and some concealment, only those very familiar with him would notice anything amiss. Then there was the heaven-shattering hammer. As a weapon, its bloodline power was harder to detect. Focusing his mind, Tang San guided the lighter transformation imprint to press against the Wind Tiger transformation imprint. As the platinum-colored lighter imprint touched the Wind Tiger imprint, the latter flared with green light, showing signs of resistance. But almost instantly, the green light began to dissipate before the solid platinum imprint. Yes, dissipate, completely and utterly. This reminded Tang San of the first time he saw Song Junhu's golden sacred fire and its unique effect. The golden sacred fire could dispel and devour an enemy's bloodline power, and now the lighter transformation seemed to have a similar, even more domineering effect. The Wind Tiger transformation had little resistance before it. Its dissipating imprint fueled the lighter transformation's platinum glow, which blazed even brighter. Something unexpected happened. After the Wind Tiger imprint vanished, the lighter imprint took its place in Tang San's dantian, solidifying steadily. But instead of stabilizing, its platinum glow expanded, as if trying to dominate the entire dantian. This domineering, the thought barely crossed Tang San's mind when the platinum glow turned into a blazing platinum flame, surging outward. The nearest imprint, the 8th tier Elephant Demon transformation, was the first to be hit. Despite its strength, it began to dissipate the moment it touched the platinum flame. Tang San felt his connection to the Elephant Demon transformation sever instantly. Having consumed the Wind Tiger imprint, the lighter imprint wasn't satisfied. It hungered for more, aiming to rule the entire dantian. In that moment, Tang San was certain, this lighter bloodline was absolutely tier 1. This domineering sensation was reminiscent of the Spirit Heavenly Eye. Sensing trouble, Tang San quickly adjusted the major imprints in his body. The Blue Silver Emperor imprint retreated swiftly, clearly no match for the lighter imprint. At the center, the 6th tier Spirit Heavenly Eye, despite its lower tier, stood supreme. Under Tang San's guidance, it erupted with intense white light. Chapter 352, the domineering lighter imprint. Within Tang San's dantian, a vertical eye slowly opened, and the aura of the Spirit Heavenly Eye erupted, directly enveloping the platinum flames of the lighter transformation imprint. Instantly, the platinum flames faltered under the pressure. For reasons unknown, even as a fellow Tier 1 bloodline, other Tier 1 bloodlines were extremely wary of the spirit heavenly eye. The expansion of the platinum flames halted immediately. The peacock transformation imprint flared with silver light, sealing space and instantly blocking any areas the platinum flames still sought to covertly occupy. Only the unfortunate elephant demon transformation, already partially consumed, was being dragged bit by bit into the platinum flames, clearly doomed. Tang San couldn't help but feel a mix of amusement and exasperation. I let you devour one, and you go for two. Now I've got an extra empty slot. Thankfully, the spirit heavenly eye, peacock transformation, time transformation, and golden rock transformation were strong enough to hold it back. Though the time transformation was only a tier 2 bloodline, it showed little fear of the lighter flames. Its distorted halo shimmered around the imprint, keeping the platinum light at bay. The golden rock transformation, while somewhat intimidated, was agile and retreated far enough to avoid contact. Though Tang San's divine consciousness recovered slowly, it was far stronger than before, allowing him to control his major imprints with ease. After the initial shock, he let the lighter transformation consume the elephant demon transformation, then guided the platinum flames to recede inward. Still, the lighter transformation was reluctant, pressing forward past the blue silver emperor and golden rock transformation, even pushing the defiant time transformation downward. It only stopped before the peacock transformation's spatial fluctuations, settling into the third position as a radiant platinum star, finally calming within Tang San's dantian. At this point, the lighter transformation's platinum flames were no less brilliant than the peacock transformation's silver glow, carrying a defiant, untamed air. Though Tang San's dantian lost 2 8th tier bloodline powers, the strength of his mysterious heaven technique only grew. The third tier 1 bloodline imprint had taken shape. With 2 tier 2 and 1 tier 3 bloodline powers, Tang San's strength had undeniably soared to a new level. Silently, Tang San sensed the changes brought by the fused lighter transformation imprint. His power hadn't weakened despite the loss of the elephant demon transformation. Clearly, the lighter transformation was superior. Its defining trait was devouring, akin to the golden sacred fire's ability but stronger, with higher efficiency and even greater dominance. Its full potential would require real combat to explore and verify, a process that would take time. But Tang San could clearly feel that with the lighter transformation imprint, his overall bloodline aura had become far more domineering. Lions and tigers were kings among beasts, and a lighter beast with their fused bloodline was undoubtedly a terrifying existence. This suggested that a lighter clan with pure bloodlines could potentially produce a great demon emperor in the future. Though the lighter sword saint would need to recultivate, with his foundation, returning to the 9th tier peak was only a matter of time. This meant Tang San had at least one bloodline power that could reach the 9th tier peak. He needed to master the lighter transformation's abilities quickly. Next came meditation and stabilization. After a night of cultivation, Tang San underwent a transformation. When he awoke from meditation the next morning, he found his clothes slightly stretched. He had grown 5 centimeters taller, his muscles more robust, with a faint platinum glow shimmering beneath his skin. His body brimmed with inexhaustible strength. While all tier 1 bloodlines, the spirit heavenly eye enhanced his mental faculties, and the peacock transformation granted spatial control. The lighter transformation, however, comprehensively elevated his physical attributes. The long-standing issue of his physical strength was finally resolved. The mysterious heaven technique energy within him had grown, his meridians now wider and tougher, capable of holding more energy. His cultivation seemed to have slipped to the mid-8th tier, but his actual strength had increased significantly. His recent efforts hadn't been in vain. A faint smile spread across Tang San's face. After washing up, he stepped outside. As he left his room, he ran into Dubai. Breakfast time, little Tang, Dubai said with a grin, but he suddenly froze, as if sensing something, and took a subconscious step back. Little Tang, you've changed. His eyes locked onto Tang San, who grinned back, a flash of platinum light in his eyes. Instantly, Dubai felt his hair stand on end, letting out a yelp and retreating swiftly, using the ghost shadow perplexing step. In that moment, he felt an overwhelming, ferocious aura, like a colossal beast opening its jaws to devour him. Tang San chuckled, retracting his aura. Dubai, with his heavenly fox transformation, was highly sensitive and had sensed the newly fused lighter transformation imprint. Tang San, still adjusting, hadn't concealed it well. What the hell was that? Dubai asked cautiously from behind the door. Tang San smiled. Nothing much, just another breakthrough. Come on, let's get breakfast. Though the 5 had separate quarters, they'd been eating at Wu Bingji's place lately. The eldest brother's cooking was decent enough. Of course, that was the other's opinion. Tang San, he had no time to cook, and his standards for food were low, so he made do otherwise. With his past life experience and a chef god companion, his culinary skills were formidable. At Wu Bingji's home, Tang San fully concealed his lighter transformation aura, leaving the other 3 none the wiser. Another breakthrough. Wu Bingji and the others looked at him with strange expressions. After the final group battle in the Great Beast Arena, they had a new understanding of Tang San. They'd known he was strong, but not this strong. Tang San seemed taller and more muscular, nearly matching Wu Bingji's height. No one in the Great Beast Arena, including his defeated opponents, would guess that the formidable Shiro was just a teenager, only 14, the youngest in the Shrek team. If they didn't think about it, even Wu Bingji and the others forgot Tang San's age. His one-on-one victory over the lighter sword saint, considered one of the strongest below the divine level, showed why he was so confident leading them in the group battle. What did defeating the lighter sword saint signify? In the Redemption Academy, aside from the 2 divine level instructors, the teacher's strength likely fell below Tang San's. Appearing at the 8th tier, he possessed peak 9th tier combat power, a terrifying feat. They hadn't been without doubts about Tang San, but everything he did was to make them stronger and to strive for humanity's rise. Over the past 2 years, any doubts were buried. They chose to believe their comrade was a peerless genius. Now, Tang San claimed progress just days after defeating the lighter sword saint. It was almost unthinkable. Chapter 353, Departure. You're not about to break through to the divine level, are you? Ji Yuli couldn't help but ask. Tang San smiled and shook his head. No, I'm still far from that. It might take 5 or 10 years, if ever. Quote ellipsis quote dot. Ji Yuli wanted to say more, but Wu Bingji stopped him. Let's eat, Wu Bingji said. After breakfast, Tang San returned to his room and quietly teleported back to the lighter village. When he arrived, the lighter sword saint, Big Cat, was already waiting eagerly, rubbing his hands in anticipation. Beside him stood the lighter clan elder, Tian Mao. Brother Shira, Big Cat greeted warmly, stepping forward. Tang San nodded with a smile, his face still masked. Elder, you're here too. Let's get started, we need to make the most of the time. I'll try to help as many clan members as possible with their transformations before I leave. No, you can't help him transform, Tian Mao suddenly interjected. Tang San froze, and Big Cat looked equally stunned. Tian Mao sighed. Benefactor Shira, I've seen everything you've done for our clan these past days. No matter your motives, your kindness is beyond repayment. You've solved a life and death problem that has plagued us for millennia. You're our clan's greatest benefactor, and we'd serve you as slaves if needed. Big Cat told me you're heading to the ancestral court soon. It's a place filled with powerhouses, and they're hostile toward your human team. You need all the help you can get. Big Cat is our clan's strongest. If he undergoes bloodline fusion, he'll enter a weakened state. How could he assist you then? Even if you must transform him, wait until you return. For now, take him with you, even as your mount if need be. I'll also select a few capable warriors from our clan to accompany you. Tang San smiled and shook his head. I appreciate your concern, Elder, but this trip to the Ancestral Court will rely more on wits than strength. As you said, the court is teeming with powerhouses, countless divine-level experts. Would adding a few of your clan members solve that? Against true power, we'd still be helpless. For the lighter clan, the priority is bloodline fusion and revival. If your future generations are born with fused bloodlines, my work will be complete. For now, your clan needs to stay hidden. Don't worry about me, with my teleportation array, I can escape danger. I wouldn't go without thorough preparation. After I return, I'll help transform the rest of your clan. By then, some of your warriors should have recovered their bloodline strength. In 2 or 3 years, the lighter clan will rise. Tian Mao's eyes brimmed with gratitude as he listened. He'd witnessed Tang San's efforts firsthand. Though his clan members were weakened, they'd overcome their bloodline conflicts and gain stronger bloodline power. He was overwhelmed with emotion. He never imagined that, in his lifetime, he'd see not the clan's extinction but its revival. To the lighter clan, Tang San was a true savior. Bound by the blood pact, he posed no threat, earning Tian Mao's complete trust. Big Cat couldn't help but say, why don't I go with you anyway? Tang San replied, didn't we settle this yesterday? You have the strongest physique in the clan, so you'll recover fastest after fusion. Instead of coming with me, focus on restoring your cultivation before I return. Aim for the divine level. Your fused lighter bloodline isn't ordinary, study its secrets carefully. The bloodline fusion for Big Cat went smoothly, thanks to his robust bloodline aura and vitality. There was no risk of life-threatening weakness during the process, so no additional bloodline infusion was needed, just pure fusion. Soon, a platinum halo began to emanate from Big Cat, even more potent than Tang San had expected. When the fusion was complete, Big Cat's remaining bloodline power was equivalent to the peak of the 7th tier, with no noticeable weakness. As the fusion concluded, Big Cat gazed at the platinum golden lighter flame coalescing in his hands. His eyes flashed with light, and he let out a roaring bellow skyward. After reaching the 9th tier, Big Cat had always cultivated with trepidation, fearing a sudden bloodline conflict could cause him to explode. He'd been cautious, knowing he was the clan's greatest talent, suppressing his bloodline with sheer vitality, until now. Feeling the absence of conflict between his bloodlines, a sense of exhilaration washed over him. He knew he could finally cultivate and advance without restraint, with a real chance at divinity. He suddenly spread his arms, grabbing Tang San and hoisting the much smaller figure into the air. Thank you, ha ha ha, I'm finally free of my curse. A faint smile curved Tang San's lips. The greater Big Cat's talent, the happier he was, it ensured his own Tier 1 bloodline's potential for growth. Big Cat's vibrant vitality produced a denser golden lighter flame than his clansmen, and even absorbing a trace strengthened Tang San's platinum lighter transformation imprint. With the lighter clan's urgent issues resolved and his noble status registered, all preparations for the Ancestral Court were complete. It was time to depart. Tang San returned to Jiali City, then quietly made his way to the Redemption Academy. Instead of meeting the teacher accompanying them, he headed to Jiali Academy. His janitorial work at Jiali Academy had ended, and he had no plans to return soon. He'd only taken the job for Mei Gongzi, and with her absent, sweeping floors held no appeal. At the spot outside Jiali Academy's gate where Shiro once waited for Mei Gongzi, Tang San retrieved prepared materials and began setting up. This was a communication array, a highly precise one for long-distance messaging. The materials cost nearly as much as a teleportation array, but Tang San proceeded regardless. Before Mei Gongzi entered seclusion, they'd agreed that once she emerged, she'd wait for him here, and he'd appear within 3 days. With his trip to the Ancestral Court approaching, he needed a contingency to know the moment she appeared. For her, no cost was too great. Carefully avoiding passing students, Tang San meticulously set up the array, taking nearly 2 hours to complete. Afterward, he returned to the academy town and met his teacher. I'm ready to depart anytime. The lighter clan is settled in the Golden Valley, getting along fine with your girls, Zhang Haoxuan said to Tang San. Chapter 354, The Sacred Mountain Thrones. Tang San's lips twitched. Teacher, they're not my girls. Why not? Zhang Haoxuan looked at him with a half smile. Cough, cough, they're more like friends. How's their cultivation going? Tang San hadn't paid much attention to the Red Crown Crane girls lately. Zhang Haoxuan replied, Red One has the most talent, already at the 5th tier. The others lag behind but are steadily improving. Their bloodline talents are still weak, though. Even with the Golden Tree's life energy, the 6th tier is a major bottleneck for them. Without special methods, further progress will be tough. Tang San nodded. We'll figure something out during this Ancestral Court trip. Zhang Haoxuan frowned. Are you really going to the Ancestral Court for the beast fights? It's too dangerous. One misstep, and you all could. Looking at Tang San, Zhang Haoxuan's expression grew complex. After Tang San defeated the Lighter Sword Saint, Zhang Haoxuan faced a grilling from Siru and the other teachers, like a trial by tribunal. No one could fathom how Zhang Haoxuan had trained such a disciple. Outsiders didn't know Tang San's situation, but the teachers did, a 14-year-old defeating the Lighter Sword Saint. Even the most gifted demon prodigies at the Ancestral Court would struggle to match that. Zhang Haoxuan had racked his brains to deflect their questions, pleading for strict confidentiality, ensuring no one, not even within the organization, knew Tang San was Shira. He even swore on his life to vouch for his disciple, barely managing to cover it up. Teacher, we have to face what's coming, Tang San said. This Ancestral Court trip might give us a real opportunity. The Lighter clan is already won over. When we return, we'll wait for Mei Gongzi to emerge from seclusion. Zhang Haoxuan sighed. Fine, I know I can't talk you out of it if you're set on going. Go, when do we leave? Tang San replied, I'll confirm the exact time after meeting the Spirit Rhino Deer Demon King. Alright, 3 days after meeting the Spirit Rhino Deer Demon King, Yingjia, they set out. Tang San and the 5-member Shrek team joined a merchant caravan of the Spirit Rhino Deer Demon lineage, heading to the Ancestral Court. Yingjia had arranged this, allowing them to train and participate in the Ancestral Court's Great Beast Arena team battles. The Spirit Rhino Deer Demon King treated them generously, providing a luxurious carriage for the 5. The carriage was spacious, pulled by 8 quad-horned horses. Though far inferior to the heavenly horses used by great demon emperors, these double-horned horses had remarkable endurance, needing only nightly rest to sustain long journeys. The carriage's interior spanned 30 square meters, more than enough for the 5 of them. It was stocked with supplies to ensure a comfortable journey. The journey from Jiali City to the Ancestral Court was long. Even with quad-horned horses traveling over 2,000 miles a day, it would take 15 days, a testament to the vastness of the demon continent. Without teleportation arrays, Tang San and his team's short-distance sprinting speed surpassed the horses. But for long distances, unless using the Golden Rock Transformation's flight, they couldn't match the horse's stamina. Quad-horned horses, a type of demon beast and vassal of the horse demon lineage, were used only by wealthy merchants. Naturally, aerial demon beasts were far superior but cost hundreds of times more. Unless urgent, they were rarely used. Flying beasts could reach the Ancestral Court from Jiali City in just 3 days. Dubai lifted the carriage's curtain, gazing at the scenery speeding by, and sighed, it's been ages since I left Jiali City. It feels great to get out. Wu Bingji cautioned, we're not going to the Ancestral Court for fun. Stay vigilant. Don't forget, the Heavenly Fox clan lives there. You need to be the most careful. Dubai, with his Heavenly Fox bloodline now at the 3-tailed Heavenly Fox level, faced unpredictable risks if discovered. Against the Heavenly Fox clan, they'd have little chance of resistance. Got it, I'll be careful, my life's on the line, Dubai said with a grin. Ji Yu Li scoffed. Doesn't look like you're taking Big Brother's word seriously. Dubai's lips curled. Want a taste of bad luck? Ji Yu Li's expression faltered, and he quickly backtracked with a sheepish smile. My bad, brother Dubai, spare me. He'd experienced the terrifying effects of Dubai's misfortune ability. As a top-tier bloodline, the three-tailed heavenly fox's powers were formidable. The spirit rhino deer demon caravan was highly professional. 2 days later, they entered another main city. Arriving at night, they left the next morning before anyone could explore. The caravan handled everything efficiently, completing trade in the city's spirit rhino deer shop immediately upon arrival. No wonder they were among the wealthiest. The spirit rhino deer lineage excelled in commerce. The Heavenly Universe Empire's security was decent. Aside from 2 demon beast attacks, the caravan faced no major issues. The escorts were strong, dispatching beasts before they got close. Half a month passed in a flash, and as planned, they neared the Ancestral Court, the most prosperous place on the demon continent, home to the most powerhouses and the seat of supreme authority. From afar, the Ancestral Court was encircled by towering mountains, reminiscent of Jiali City but with far grander peaks. Atop these cloud-piercing summits, massive statues of giant beasts were faintly visible, each representing past and present great demon emperors, as Tang San's team had heard. Only great demon emperors earned such statues on the Ancestral Court's peaks, said to contain their divine consciousness, eternally guarding the city. These mountains, known as the Sacred Mountains of the Ancestral Court, bore mostly great demon emperor statues on the eastern side and more celestial spirit emperor statues on the western side. Collectively called the Sacred Mountain Thrones, they not only intimidated the demon continent but the entire Fallen planet. The Ancestral Court was undeniably the planet's heart. 8 grand avenues led into the city, which had no walls, none were needed. No one dared scheme against the Ancestral Court, where at least 6 great demon emperors and celestial spirit emperors resided, 12th-tier beings capable of annihilating foes from thousands of miles away with a mere thought. Though while less, entering the Ancestral Court required strict inspection. The Ancestral Court Guard, composed solely of demon and spirit nobles, had a minimum requirement of 6th-tier cultivation. Chapter 355, Entering the Ancestral Court. The spirit rhino deer demon caravan, having visited the Ancestral Court countless times, passed the inspection swiftly and was granted entry. Tang San and his team went unnoticed. Before departing, Tang San had a long discussion with the spirit rhino deer demon king, Yingjia. Yingjia promised to recommend them to the city lord upon their return. Tang San expressed his sincerity, vowing to seek out the elusive array master and, at the very least, secure their friendship. After mutual probing, Yingjia noted that their low-key handling of the Jiali City victory was wise, avoiding human unrest. While their influence in Jiali City was significant, it hadn't escalated further. The Ancestral Court's envoys, though displeased, only mandated their participation in the team battles, showing little else. After all, the demon race barely regarded humans as a threat. This was good news for Tang San's team. The less targeted they were, the better their chances of navigating this challenge. Yingjia had arranged everything, and someone would guide them upon arrival. Their success depended on their performance. Losing the matches to diminish their reputation, without necessarily dying, was the best approach. Money could smooth things over. Yingjia reiterated his hope that they'd find the array master, subtly warning that while he could help them through this, he could just as easily destroy them. Tang San readily agreed. For now, he needed Yingjia's support. Past the checkpoint, steep cliffs rose on both sides, sheer and towering. The central avenue was wide enough for 20 carriages to travel abreast. Close inspection revealed the cliffs weren't natural but seemed carved by some immense blade. What kind of power could slice through such mountains? Upon entering, Tang San faintly sensed an overwhelming divine consciousness permeating the Ancestral Court, reminiscent of the divine realm. The city radiated dense spiritual energy, rich in diverse attributes, not pure life energy but incredibly potent. This was why only nobles could enter. Commoners weren't deemed worthy of absorbing the Ancestral Court's abundant spiritual energy. Bathed in this energy, Tang San felt his bloodline powers absorbing it automatically, even without circulating the mysterious heaven technique. However, the spiritual energy was somewhat impure, requiring refinement for true benefits. Still, it was far superior to Jiali City. Tang San sensed that much of this energy emanated from the Sacred Mountains. Each Sacred Mountain throne peak released distinct spiritual attributes, contributing to the city's mixed energy. Suddenly, a brilliant light flashed across the sky as a figure soared from a sacred mountain into the Ancestral Court. Peering through the carriage window, Tang San focused his vision on the figure. He could barely discern a pristine white silhouette, its wings beating in the air, radiating holy light. Its powerful aura seemed to tear the sky, vanishing swiftly into the city. Incredibly strong, a great demon emperor. Tang San's heart raced. He vaguely identified the figure as a crane demon. Even if not a great demon emperor, it was close. Only someone of such stature would dare fly over the Ancestral Court. Their caravan passed through the long mountain path, finally entering the Ancestral Court. Nestled in a vast basin encircled by mountains, the city was filled with towering structures and lush vegetation. At its center, majestic palaces stood atop hills, exuding an air of supremacy. Each palace, varying in size and style, was grand and imposing. Undoubtedly, these were the residences of the peak powers ruling the demon continent. Even a glance revealed the intangible pressure emanating from them. Near Tang San's group, a palace of white stone stood atop a 500-meter hill, radiating domineering aura. Before it loomed a massive statue of a white tiger with wings, dozens of meters long, exuding ferocious energy. This was surely the palace of the White Tiger Great Demon Emperor, the strongest of the tiger demon lineage and a veteran Great Demon Emperor. Nearby, another palace atop a hill gleamed with a gradient of colors, green at the base, blending into the hill's vegetation, and fiery red at the top, resembling a blazing flame. Shaped like a giant mushroom, Tang San guessed it belonged to a celestial spirit emperor. From his angle, only these 2 palaces were clear. Through his spiritual sense, Tang San felt these palaces absorbing the surrounding spiritual energy like vortices, consuming and releasing it, filtering out what they didn't need. The Ancestral Court's dense yet mixed spiritual energy was tied to this process. Really, it's really. Dubai stared, dumbfounded. Not just him, the entire Shrek team held their breath, gazing outside. It was their first time at the Ancestral Court. Despite their imaginings, the reality was staggering. Their 10 consecutive wins in Jiali City's team battles had built their confidence, and their cultivation growth fueled their pride. But here, the Ancestral Court's aura humbled them. They finally understood why the demon race dismissed their achievements with disdain. They felt like grains of sand in an ocean, unable to muster resistance. Even Tang San's heart grew heavy. A key reason for this trip was to understand this world, to grasp the true might of the demon and spirit races. Jiali City was a mere corner, reportedly the weakest main city. What, then, was the Ancestral Court like? Chapter 356, The Palaces. Tang San saw it now, and what he perceived differed from the others. With his divine consciousness, he could sense the towering presences within the vast Ancestral Court. The power of this plane reached its zenith here, with immense energy emanating from the grand palaces that resonated with the sacred mountain thrones, each housing an extraordinarily powerful being. Tang San sighed deeply in his heart. He knew that unless he could restore his cultivation to the God King level, leading the humans of this plane against the demon and spirit races was impossible, utterly impossible. These top-tier great demon emperors and celestial spirit emperors could rival secondary gods in the divine realm, perhaps even touching the level of primary gods. Even if Tang San regained his God King status and defeated them all, he'd likely have to confront the entire plane, potentially destroying the planet itself. But if everything were destroyed, how could humans survive? The humans of this plane would perish alongside it. He couldn't possibly relocate them all to another planet. In this world, witnessing humans enslaved as the lowest beings, a fire burned in Tang San's heart. Beyond finding his wife, his other goal was to help humanity rise. Now, it was clear this would be a long and arduous journey. To truly elevate humans here, brute force wouldn't suffice, he'd need to find another path. The specifics required careful planning. His immediate priority was to connect with this plane, securing a chance to achieve divinity. Only by returning to the divine level could he orchestrate everything. With his memories and a trace of divine consciousness, discovery by this plane's master would mark him as an outsider. If they sensed his God King potential and the threat he posed to the plane, they'd eliminate him before he could reach divinity. This was Tang San's greatest crisis. Falon Planet's energy was so abundant that, with his divine consciousness talent, his cultivation would grow steadily even without effort. One day, he'd face the divine level bottleneck. If he couldn't suppress it, he'd have to break through, and if he did, Tang San wouldn't passively await such a disaster. He needed to act, creating his own opportunities. Creating such opportunities required more than compromise or coercion. He had to refine his approach to find the best strategy. The caravan slowed significantly upon entering the ancestral court. The spirit rhino deer demon king's caravan held some status, allowed to travel along the main road's edge. The deeper they ventured, the more they felt the city's vastness. But once they entered the streets, the towering palaces were obscured by surrounding buildings. After about half an hour, the caravan stopped. The team leader approached their carriage, calling them out. We're here. You're free to move about, but you must register at the Great Beast Arena as the Shrek team. The arena master has arranged everything. Beyond the team battles, you can act freely. Your identities were registered upon entry, so carry your noble badges to avoid trouble. A few warnings. Fighting is forbidden in the ancestral court. If caught, you'll face the enforcement team's punishment, death. Below divine level, you have no flight privileges. Even divine level beings have restricted flight zones, and vassal species lack flight rights entirely. Be cautious. The Great Beast Arena's battles are unrestricted, however. Also, don't approach the sacred mountains or the palaces of the great demon emperors and celestial spirit emperors. Entering restricted zones means certain death. Beyond that, there are no other restrictions. After your team battles, we'll arrange your return. You have up to 7 days to register at the arena. Understood. Tang San and the others nodded, and the leader left to attend to other matters. The caravan stopped before a large shop named Spirit Rhino. From their journey, they learned that Spirit Rhino shops spanned the continent, present in both the Heavenly Universe Empire and the Spirit Race's territory, ranking among the top businesses. It was Jiali City's only notable asset, its economic strength bolstered by the Spirit Rhino deer demon lineage. The Spirit Rhino deer demons owed a great debt to the Peacock Great Demon Emperor, hence their loyalty. But their wealth ensured stability even if the Peacock Great Demon King were replaced by the Crystal Phoenix Great Demon Emperor. Rivaling the Golden Deer demon lineage, they had their own clout. Wu Bingji looked at Tang San, who said, let's leave here and find a place to settle. Observing the ancestral court is our priority since it's their first time here. Their first task, however, was to rendezvous with Zhang Haoshuan. Though Zhang Haoshuan hadn't detailed his entry method, as a divine-level town leader, he had his ways. After all, the Redemption Organization's headquarters was in the ancestral court, and he was here to report. Leaving the caravan, the five pinned their noble badges to their chests to signify their status. Unlike other cities, humans were rare here, but the ancestral court teemed with diverse species, especially spirit races with plant-like traits, some with roots sprouting from their heads, flowers blooming on their shoulders, or vines waving from their backs. The Shrek team was dazzled. The city's security was impeccable, with black armored enforcement teams patrolling regularly. Passers-by instinctively made way. The ancestral court exuded peace. Tang San's group could only roughly navigate, heading deeper into the city. Per their agreement with Zhang Haoshuan, they'd settle somewhere, and he'd find them. After about half an hour, they stopped before a towering building. The hotel's entrance was over 5 meters high, clearly designed for large demons and spirits. We staying here? Wu Bingji asked Tang San. Let's stay here, Tang San replied. Wu Bingji led the way, and the five filed in as humans. They felt diminutive. Inside, the hotel's lobby soared 20 meters, its decor simple yet oppressive. Wall reliefs depicted various white tigers, suggesting ties to the white tiger great demon emperor, perhaps even his property. Chapter 357, Booking Rooms. The five approached the counter, where several fox demon girls stood, each with a stunning figure and striking beauty, catching the eye. Wu Bingji said, we need 5 rooms, please. The fox demon girl behind the counter studied them closely, her face briefly showing shock before returning to normal. She asked tentatively, you're humans. Wu Bingji blinked. Isn't that obvious? The fox demon girl exhaled. You startled me, I thought you were big shots. Becoming nobles at such a young age is impressive, though. What kind of rooms do you want? We have standard rooms, VIP rooms, deluxe VIP rooms, king level rooms, and the most prestigious demon emperor suites. Wu Bingji instinctively glanced at Tang San. The ancestral court was something else, even the hotel had so many options. Tang San asked, how much for each type? The fox demon girl replied, standard rooms are 1 elemental coin per day, VIP rooms 2, deluxe rooms 5, deluxe VIP rooms 10. King level rooms require demon king level cultivation, and demon emperor suites require great demon king or higher. Their prices match deluxe VIP rooms. Wu Bingji couldn't help but say, other hotels use spirit rhino coins. Why do even your standard rooms cost elemental coins? That's outrageous. Their first beast arena team battle had barely earned them a few elemental coins, yet a single night in a standard room here cost 1. It was exorbitant. The fox demon girl's expression shifted subtly, her smile tinged with pride. Elemental coins are the standard currency in the ancestral court. We don't use spirit rhino coins here. Wu Bingji felt a sting of disdain. Fine, give us 5 standard rooms, he said quickly. Please wait, I'll check availability, she replied, then added, sorry, we only have 3 standard rooms left. Would you like? Wu Bingji looked at Tang San. Should we try another place? Tang San said, let's stay here. Book 2 VIP rooms as well. Big brother, you and Sister Orange take 1 each. Alright, Wu Bingji agreed, wincing at the cost but booking 3 standard rooms and 2 VIP rooms. After securing them, he insisted Tang San take a VIP room, refusing to occupy one himself. In his mind, despite Tang San's youth, they were both mentor and friend. They all knew they wouldn't be here without him. Unable to refuse, Tang San agreed. The hotel was called the White Tiger Hotel. The price was steep, but it was the most luxurious they'd ever seen. Even standard rooms spanned 60 square meters, featuring a small living area, bedroom, spacious bathroom, and a dedicated cultivation room. The cultivation room had denser spiritual energy, channeled through wall slits, likely by a spirit gathering array that filtered the external energy. Seeing the cultivation room, even Wu Bingji stopped complaining. The spiritual energy rivaled the Golden Valley, though its life essence was far inferior. The VIP rooms were larger, at 90 square meters, with even denser, pure spiritual energy in the cultivation room, proving you got what you paid for. Fresh fruit was also provided. Judging by the cultivation room's spiritual energy density, the VIP rooms offered better value despite the higher cost. Cultivating here would yield twice the results. The 2 VIP rooms, cultivation spaces could accommodate all 5. Wu Bingji considered sharing just 2 rooms, rotating cultivation and rest, but Tang San dismissed the idea. Privacy was important, and cultivation could be disrupted by others. Besides, their main purpose in the ancestral court wasn't cultivation, they had much to do. Settling in, Tang San returned to his VIP room and stood by the window, which offered a view of the distant White Tiger Great Demon Emperor's palace, likely by design. He retrieved a delicate metal ring from his storage pouch, an oval with a small, intricately patterned metal sphere at its center. Infusing it with bloodline power, he placed it on his ear, focusing his mental energy to guide it. Soon, a voice came through. You settled in, a familiar voice asked. Tang San channeled his thoughts through mental energy. Yes, at the White Tiger Hotel. Can you sense this communicator's location? I can. I'm on my way. This hotel has special treatment for Demon King level and above. I suggest booking a King level room. The cultivation room should be better. Got it. It's pricey, Tang San warned. Hey, am I scared of pricey? I've got plenty of money. It was Zhang Haoshuan. Tang San's communicator was inspired by the one from the spirit rhino deer Demon King, Yingjia, a sound transmission array. Tang San had refined it, creating a more sophisticated version that transmitted voice farther via mental energy and included a locator function. Crafting it was tedious and precise, so he'd only made 1 pair for contacting Zhang Haoshuan. Selling spirit gathering array discs had made Zhang Haoshuan quite wealthy. Tang San didn't know exactly how much, but his teacher's brash tone suggested plenty. Soon, the communicator buzzed again. I'm in a king level room. It's unreal, absolutely unreal. Feeling overwhelmed. Come to the 6th floor, room 666, Tang San replied. When Tang San reached the 6th floor, he was stopped. 2 guards blocked the staircase, explaining that access required a room key or Demon King level cultivation. Reluctantly, Tang San contacted Zhang Haoshuan again. Zhang Haoshuan met him at the staircase, escorting him to room 666. Upon entering, Tang San couldn't help but want to exclaim, 666, himself. The room opened into a 100 square meter living area, lavishly decorated. A matching 100 square meter balcony featured a massive bath, or rather, a swimming pool, alongside a sofa, lounge area, and plants encircling the balcony. It was truly, beyond the living area, the 20 square meter cultivation room had spiritual energy so dense it felt viscous. Remarkably, its aura even nourished divine consciousness. 10 elemental coins, not expensive at all. Chapter 358, the palace is open to the public. Tang San spent some time in the cultivation room, sensing the enhanced nourishment of spiritual energy on his mental power and divine consciousness. Cultivating here would undoubtedly accelerate his divine consciousness recovery, and this was just a hotel. Imagine the cultivation effects in the palaces of the great demon emperors. No wonder 12th tier powerhouses emerged here. It was truly extraordinary. Worth it, teacher, Tang San asked with a half smile, glancing at Zhang Haoshuan. Worth it, absolutely worth it, Zhang Haoshuan replied without hesitation. It was indeed worth it. Feeling his divine consciousness nourished, he understood the room's value. 10 elemental coins, a fortune in Jiali City, bought only 1 night here. Have you been to the ancestral court before, teacher? The master and disciple settled in the living room. Zhang Haoshuan nodded. Twice, but I stayed at headquarters. I couldn't afford hotels back then. Not many can in the ancestral court. Tang San gave a wry smile. I felt it from the prices. When are you going to headquarters? In a couple of days, Zhang Haoshuan said. I think it's best to keep your situation under wraps, even from headquarters. I discussed this with Old Wan and Siru. You need more time to grow. You're all still so young. If headquarters learns you're the Shrek team that caused such a stir in Jiali City, they might have other plans for you, and rejecting them would be tough. Tang San nodded in agreement. He had no intention of leaving Jiali City, where his most important person resided. Zhang Haoshuan continued, so, I'll handle the reporting alone. As a divine level cultivator with contributions, I'm now a blue level redeemer. Even if headquarters has designs on our spirit gathering array discs, they won't trouble me. They'll likely just encourage me and ask about Jiali City. No worries. As for the array master lie, we'll keep it up. I'll report it to headquarters. Honestly, reaching divine level has left me a bit disillusioned. We've made so much from array discs, and headquarters surely earns more, yet they still squeeze us. You mentioned selling other array discs. I'll try to secure a sales channel so we can sell directly. Tang San replied, I agree with you reporting alone, teacher, but don't rush the sales channel. As the saying goes, an innocent man gets in trouble for his treasure. Array discs involve huge profits. We came with the spirit rhino deer demon caravan, and their commercial network spans the demon continent. They're closely tied to the peacock demon clan, making them easier to manage. Since we're using the spirit rhino deer demon king to address the fallout from the Shrek team's 10 consecutive wins, we could consider direct cooperation with them. It's safer. The spirit rhino deer demon king is a shrewd businessman, the kind who knows how to secure stable, high profits. Zhang Haoshuan's eyes lit up. You mean make them our array disc agents, using this to get them to better dispel the ancestral court's suspicions? Tang San nodded. How do you plan to do it? Zhang Haoshuan asked. Tang San released his mental energy, sealing the surrounding space, and whispered a few words. Zhang Haoshuan's smile grew. You're really. Tang San grinned. Didn't you teach me well, teacher? Zhang Haoshuan gave a wry smile. Don't say that. I'm ashamed as a teacher. You've taught me more than I've taught you. I stopped seeing you as a kid long ago. Tang San asked, teacher, as newcomers to the ancestral court, where should we go to benefit our growth or broaden our horizons? Zhang Haoshuan replied without hesitation, the palaces of the great demon emperors, of course. They're a must visit. Feeling their aura is a pilgrimage for all demon races. What? Tang San looked surprised. The great demon emperor's palaces are open to the public. Zhang Haoshuan smiled and nodded. Yes, certain common areas are open for their clans to pay homage. Other races can visit too, but it costs more. Clan members pay 5 elemental coins to enter and worship, outsiders pay double. It's worth it, though. For example, Dubai should absolutely visit the Heavenly Fox Great Demon Emperor's palace. Paying homage there will help him understand his bloodline. Tang San asked, won't their identities be exposed? Those are Great Demon Emperor's palaces, their divine consciousness must be terrifying. Zhang Haoshuan shook his head. No need to worry. The palaces see countless visitors, and Great Demon Emperors can't constantly scan with divine consciousness. They're rarely at their palaces, anyway. The ancestral court's holiest place is the council, where most Great Demon Emperors and Celestial Spirit Emperors cultivate. If not there, they're more likely at the Sacred Mountain thrones than their palaces. You must have sensed the connection between the Sacred Mountain thrones and the palaces. Each throne is where a Great Demon Emperor connects with the heavens, converting spiritual energy into what their clan needs and channeling it to their palace, blessing their people. The emperors compete in this, yielding to no one, so they frequently visit the thrones to maintain that connection. Tang San's understanding deepened. No wonder the ancestral court's spiritual energy is so dense yet mixed, it's due to their competition. Zhang Haoshuan took a deep breath. Exactly why this hotel's cultivation environment is so valuable. The filtered energy is perfect for cultivation, far better than outside. The price is justified. Back to the emperors, since you're here, visit every palace. Don't skip any. I believe some palaces' auras will resonate with you, aiding your future divine level breakthrough. Tang San asked, Teacher, I know there are over a dozen great demon emperors and celestial spirit emperors. Who are they exactly? Zhang Haoshuan smiled. I was just about to explain. Call everyone up, and I'll tell you all together. All right. Tang San hurried downstairs to fetch his companions. Returning to the 6th floor, the guards recognized him and let them pass after hearing room 666. After all, what demon king or great demon king didn't have retainers? Entering room 666, Wu Bingji and the others were awestruck. It was the most luxurious place they'd ever seen. Chapter 359, The Three Great Demon Emperors. On the large dining table in the living room, Zhang Haoshuan had spread out a map of the ancestral court. Enough gawking, come over. I'll tell you about the great powers of the ancestral court, Zhang Haoshuan said to the five. They quickly gathered around, eyeing the map. North is up, south is down, west is left, east is right, Zhang Haoshuan pointed out for clarity. The history of the demon and spirit races is filled with powerhouses, but even great demon emperors aren't entirely immortal. The longest-lived known great demon emperor reached over 3,000 years, but that seems to be the limit. Many fall younger due to conflicts. Hearing this, Tang San understood that the mortality of great demon emperors and celestial spirit emperors was tied to the plane itself. Without a divine realm, all is fleeting. Undoubtedly, Falan planet was the richest world Tang San, a former god king, had ever seen. Its massive size and abundant resources birthed countless powerful beings. The demon and spirit races ruled, but he was certain other unknown species existed. Yet, no matter the species, immortality was elusive here. No matter how rich, a planet wasn't a divine realm, just a three-dimensional space. Without the nourishment of divine aura or the support of divine positions, even great demon emperors and celestial spirit emperors couldn't live forever. A few thousand years was their limit. Zhang Haoshuan continued, the demon and spirit world is brutally realistic. Only living great demon emperors and celestial spirit emperors can maintain palaces in the ancestral court. If they die without successors in their clan, their palaces are relinquished to new emperors. Thus, the palace owners are always changing. In contrast, look at the sacred mountains around the map. The sacred mountain thrones far outnumber the palaces because any great demon emperor or celestial spirit emperor can establish a throne there, enduring forever. Let's focus on the current palaces. There are 15, but 16 active great demon emperors and celestial spirit emperors, slightly different from what we knew. The Crystal Phoenix Great Demon Emperor, who visited Jiali City, is newly ascended. He hasn't built his palace yet, and after being injured by the Peacock Great Demon King, he's likely not focused on it. Main cities are tied to great demon emperors and celestial spirit emperors' enterprises. That's why the Crystal Phoenix Great Demon Emperor targeted Jiali City. Even these top beings need vast resources for cultivation. Though remote and resource poor, Jiali City is wealthy due to the spirit rhino deer and golden deer lineages. The ancestral court turns a blind eye to this. Today, I'll detail the 16 great demon emperors and celestial spirit emperors. Memorize this, it's crucial. Starting with the demon race, including the Crystal Phoenix Great Demon Emperor, there are 9. Some you know, some you don't. The first is the Crystal Great Demon Emperor. The plain name surprised Tang San and the others. It was far less renowned than the Heavenly Fox Great Demon Emperor. The Crystal Great Demon Emperor is the undisputed strongest of both races, over 2,000 years old. He rarely appears, even in the council. A crystal dragon by origin, he's said to be omnipotent, a unique, genderless dragon unable to pass on his lineage. The crystal dragon began and may end with him, like the 7-colored deer Great Demon Emperor. But he's likely stronger. His bloodline talent is replication, copying any ability, strong or weak, earning him the title of omnipotent. Legend says even all other great demon emperors combined could only defeat, not kill, him. For 2,000 years, this singular being has stood at the demon continent's pinnacle. The omnipotent crystal great demon emperor. Except for Tang San, the others felt their hearts tighten. What kind of power earned such a terrifying reputation? Zhang Haoshuan continued, among the 9 demon emperors, the second is more familiar. He controls fate, the master of luck, the child of destiny, the prophet of both races, the great seer whose words shape reality, the heavenly fox great demon emperor. In the overall ranking of both races, he's third, behind a celestial spirit emperor. But among demons, he's second and more famous than the crystal great demon emperor. In strength, he may be the mightiest. His mastery of luck is coveted by other emperors, making him the most popular. No one dares offend him. Dubai clenched his fists, his eyes gleaming. Zhang Haoshuan added, he's called the master of fate. Legend says he controls the demon continent's destiny, ensuring the demon and spirit races dominance as long as he exists. What if he dies? Ji Yuli blurted out. Before Zhang Haoshuan could answer, Tang San said with a strange expression, then, perhaps humanity's chance arrives. The room fell silent. Dubai couldn't help but ask, wouldn't the heavenly fox great demon emperor have a successor? Zhang Haoshuan replied, yes, there would be perhaps due to mastering fate. Heavenly fox emperors have short lifespans, around 500 years before passing the mantle to the next. But legend says the heavenly fox lineage always produces a new emperor upon the old one's death. Tang San listened quietly, thoughtful. Zhang Haoshuan continued, the third is the immortal great demon emperor, the longest lived of both races, over 3,000 years. He's an immortal phoenix, the royal bloodline of the phoenix clan, with the supreme talent of nirvana. Legend says immortal phoenixes above divine level have 9 lives, only truly dying after 9 nirvanas, each making them stronger. The immortal great demon emperor is low-key, and his true combat strength compared to the crystal great demon emperor is unknown. Titled Eternal Flame, his incinerating flames are deemed the strongest. Eternal Flame, Immortal Great Demon Emperor. Chapter 360, The 9 Great Demon Emperors. As Zhang Haoshuan recounted the legends of the great demon emperors, Wu Bingji and the others paled. These formidable beings were the very forces they'd need to oppose to lead humanity forward under their oppression. They finally understood why the Redemption Academy's lessons omitted these details. The teachers likely feared that learning about such powers too early would crush their students' fighting spirit. Even now, with their modest achievements, the team's faces widened at the revelations. The 4th-ranked Great Demon Emperor is the heaven-splitting Great Demon Emperor, from the Behemoth clan, known for their invincible prowess on land. Their physical strength is likely unmatched among demons. However, their clan struggles with reproduction, numbering fewer than 1,000. Each member is extraordinarily powerful, with 9th-tier behemoths capable of challenging divine-level opponents. The heaven-splitting Great Demon Emperor's title is indestructible, with claws that can shatter heaven and earth. The 5th is the master of this hotel, the White Tiger Great Demon Emperor. The White Tiger lineage is a mutation with a small population. Known for being fiercely protective and vengeful, they're not to be crossed. With wings granting mastery over both sky and land, the White Tiger Great Demon Emperor's title is heaven-piercing, earth-traversing. The 6th is the Dark Demon Great Demon Emperor, a dark magic dragon from the Dragon clan. Dragons are unique, as scarce as behemoths but far more varied. Fire dragons, water dragons, earth dragons, wind dragons, and more. Ancient tales say dragons were lustful yet potent, passing down their traits diversely. The Crystal Great Demon Emperor, born from conflicting light and dark dragon parents, is a rare anomaly. Attempts to replicate such a birth fail, with offspring either dying or not surviving long. The Dark Demon Great Demon Emperor, mastering darkness, ranks 6 but is nearly unbeatable at night. His title is Eternal Night Monarch. Dubai asked, town leader, the Dragon Clan has 2 great demon emperors. Yes, Zhang Haoshuan nodded. It shows their strength. The Phoenix Clan, with the Crystal Phoenix Great Demon Emperor, also has 2, but they rank lower. Bloodline power is critical for both demon and spirit races. Dubai sighed, Eternal Night Monarch is such a cool title. Zhang Haoshuan shot him a look and continued, the 7th is the only Golden Bloodline Emperor, the Mammoth Great Demon Emperor, leader of the Golden Mammoth Clan and the Elephant Demon Clan. Renowned as the top defender among Great Demon Emperors, even the heaven-splitting Great Demon Emperor struggles to breach its defenses. Its title is Golden Radiance, symbolizing the pride of its golden bloodline. The 8th is the Sword Saint Great Demon Emperor, from the Red Crown Crane Demon Clan, the sharpest among emperors. You face their lineage in team battles. Their swordsmanship is formidable, and they excel in coordination. The Sword Saint Great Demon Emperor commands 3,600 crane swords, terrifying under unified control. Its title is Soaring Cloud Piercer. Despite weaker physicality, its swordsmanship and technique make it a top combatant, dubbed the Master of Battle Skills. The 9th is the Crystal Phoenix Great Demon Emperor, whom you've seen from afar. His ascension was unlikely but achieved through unique opportunities, elevating his clan. As a new emperor, his strength lags behind the others, needing time to stabilize. Still, as a great demon emperor, he's not to be underestimated. His title is Crystal Sealed Heaven and Earth. Thus, the 9 great demon emperors were introduced, their names and titles lingering in the minds of Tang San and his team. Omnipotent Crystal Great Demon Emperor. Master of Fate Heavenly Fox Great Demon Emperor. Eternal Flame Immortal Great Demon Emperor. Indestructible Heaven Splitting Great Demon Emperor. Heaven Piercing Earth Traversing White Tiger Great Demon Emperor. Eternal Night Monarch Dark Demon Great Demon Emperor. Golden Radiance Mammoth Great Demon Emperor. Soaring Cloud Piercer Sword Saint Great Demon Emperor. Crystal Sealed Heaven and Earth Crystal Phoenix Great Demon Emperor. For the Shrek team, only Tang San had truly seen the Crystal Phoenix Great Demon Emperor. The other 8 were mere names, yet their titles alone exerted immense pressure. Except for Tang San, the others wondered, could they ever oppose such beings? The answer was no in Tang San's mind. It was also no following humanity's current path. Even in 1,000 or 10,000 years, they couldn't rival the demon race, let alone both demons and spirits. Yet, Tang San felt a strange sensation. Perhaps his arrival in this plane was meant to turn the impossible into possible. The greater the pressure, the more it fueled his excitement. Taking a deep breath, a faint divine light flickered on Tang San's face as he looked at Zhang Haoshuan. Teacher, what about the celestial spirit emperors? Zhang Haoshuan gave him a deep look, noting Tang San's unshaken resolve despite the daunting introduction. His mental fortitude was remarkable. The Redemption Academy avoided teaching about the demon continent's top powers to preserve students' fighting spirit. Even teachers trembled at the thought of these emperors, each capable of annihilating humanity. There are 7 celestial spirit emperors, but don't think the spirit race is weaker than the demon race. They're more united, with closer interclan ties, and their cultivation methods differ from demons.